Okay, we found our missing puppeteers. It's kind of like missing Mouseketeers, but a little more exciting. So, Bloomsday is the international celebration of James Joyce's book Ulysses, and literally all around the world today, people are doing things to celebrate it. If you are fortunate enough to be in Dublin, which none of us are, people are wandering through the streets, reading aloud from the book, eating the food from the book, drinking the beer from the book, and in costume. Elsewhere, there are marathon readings, but I happen to think that we have the most creative approach to Bloomsday anywhere in the world this year, which is a marionette show. Are you okay, Christy? Okay. With live piano accompaniment by James Joyce.
Wow.
Yay! Not James Joyce, James Jarvis. Yay! You can tell where I am, like mentally. The marionettes are made by Nina and Brian, who are in the back. Wave your hands. Yay! And they are going to be performed by Melissa and Gina. And Kim, are you performing marionettes or are you bringing voices? And she is voices, and Christy is our narrator. Okay, and then Callan. Callan is also
here.
Okay, Callan is also performing, but she is hiding. So, without further ado, a section of the play within the book, scored by James Jarvis, performed by this lovely ladies. Yay!
Sorry, we're starting late. We thought it was at 7:30.
I knew that's what it was.
But we're about ready, so it's okay.
Oh, okay.
They have so many little strings. The Mabbott Street entrance of Nighttown, before which stretches an uncoupled trend-sighting set, with skeleton tracks, red and green will-o'-the-wisps and danger signals, rows of flimsy houses with gaping doors, rare lamps with faint rainbow fans, round Rabayotti's halted ice gondola, stunted men and women squabble. They grab wafers, between which are wedged lumps of coral and copper snow. Sucking, they scatter slowly. Children. The swan comb of the gondola, high-reared, forges on through the murk, white and blue under a lighthouse. Whistles, call and answer.
Wait for me, love, and I'll be with you.
Run behind the stable, huh?
A deaf-mute idiot with goggle eyes, his shapeless mouth dribbling. A pygmy woman swings on a rope slung between the railings, counting.
1, 2, 3.
A form sprawls against a dustbin and muffled by its arm and hat, moves, groans, grinding, growling teeth, and snores again. On a step, a gnome totting among a rubbish tip crouches to shoulder a sack of rags and bones. A drunken navvy ups with both hands the railings of an area lurching heavily. At a corner, two night watch in shoulder capes, their hands upon their staff holsters, loom tall. A plate crashes. A woman screams. Just one woman, really. A child wails. Oaths of a man roar, mutter,
Fuck's sake!
and cease. Figures wander, lurk, peer from warrens. In a room lit by a candle stuck in a bottleneck, a slut combs out the tats from the hair and fluffy Sissy Caffrey's voice, still young, sings shrill from a lane. Sissy?
I gave in to Molly because she was jolly, black of a duck, black of a duck. I gave in to Nellie, stick in her belly, leg of a duck, leg of a duck.
Introducing Mr. Bloom. and Mrs. Breen.
Madame, when we last had this pleasure, by letter dated the 16th instant.
Mr. Bloom, you down here in the haunts of sin? I caught you nicely, scamp.
Oh, not so loud, my name. Whatever do you think me? Don't give me away. Walls have ears. How do you do? It's ages since You're looking splendid. Absolutely it. Seasonable weather we're having this time of year. Black refracts heat. Shortcut home here. Interesting quarter. Rescue of fallen women, Magdalene Asylum. And I am the secretary.
Now, don't tell a big fib. I know somebody won't like that. Oh, just wait until I see Molly. Account for yourself this very minute. Oh, woe betide you.
She often said she'd like to visit slumming. The exotic, you see. Negro servants too, in livery if she had money. Othello Black Brute. Eugene Stratton, even the Bones and Cornerman at the Livermore Christie's. Bohey Brothers. Sweet for that matter.
Tom and Sam Bohey.
There's someone in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone in the kitchen I know. Oh, oh, oh. Someone in the kitchen with Dinah. Strumming on the old banjo.
Perhaps to embrace you just for a fraction of a second.
Oh, you ruck! You ought to see yourself.
For old sake's sake. I only meant a square party, a mixed marriage mingling of our different little conjugals. You know I had a soft corner for you. 'Twas I sent you the valentine of the dear gazelle.
Glory Alice, you do look a holy show. Killing simply. What are you hiding behind your back? Tell us, that's a dear.
Josie Powell, that was. Prettiest deb in Dublin. How time flies by. Do you remember, harking back in a retrospective arrangement, old Christmas night, Georgina Simpson's housewarming, while they were playing the Irving Bishop game, finding the pin blindfold and thought reading. Subject, what is in this snuff box?
You were the lion of the night with your serio-comic recitation, and you looked the part. You always were a favourite with the ladies.
Mr. Bloom, the squire of dames, in a dinner jacket with watered silk facings. Bloom a Sonic badge in his buttonhole, black bow and mother-of-pearl studs, a prismatic champagne glass tilted in his hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Ireland, home and beauty.
The dear dead days, beyond recall, love's old sweet song.
I confess I'm teapot with curiosity to find out whether some person, something, is a little teapot at present.
Tremendously teapot. London's teapot, and I'm simply teapot all over me. After the parlour mystery games and the crackers from the tree, we sat on the staircase ottoman under the mistletoe. Two is company.
Mr. Bloom, wearing a purple Napoleon hat with an amber half-moon, his fingers and thumbs passing slowly down to her soft, moist, meaty palm, which she surrenders gently.
The witching hour of night. I took the splinter out of this hand. Carefully, slowly. La chi, darum, la mano.
Mrs. Breen, in a one-piece evening frock executed in moonlight blue, a tinsel silk diadem on her brow, with her dance card fallen beside her moon-blue satin slipper, curves her palms softly, breathing quickly.
Ugly Hainan, you're hot, you're scalding. The left hand nearest the heart.
When you made your present choice, they said it was Beauty and the Beast. I can never forgive you for that. Think what it means. All you meant to me then. Woman, it's breaking me.
Dennis Breen, the husband of Mrs. Breen, white, tall-hatted, played today by Chicken Boy, shuffles past them in cadet slippers, muttering to right and left.
You pee up, you pee up, up, up.
Hijinks below stairs. Why didn't you kiss the spot to make it well? You wanted to.
Molly's best friend? Could you?
The answer's a lemon. Have you a present for me here?
Kosher. A snack for supper. The home without potted meat is incomplete. I was at Lear. Mrs. Bandman Palmer. Trenchant. Exponent of Shakespeare. Unfortunately, threw away the program. Rattling good place round there for pigs, feet, feel. A spy! Don't attract attention. I hate stupid crowds. I am not pleasure bent. I am in a grave predicament.
Humbugging and delivering as per usual with your cock and bull story.
I want to tell you a little secret about how I came to be here. But you must never tell. Not even Molly. I have a most particular reason.
Oh, not for worlds.
Let's walk on. Shall us?
Let's.
Mr. Bloom in an oatmeal sporting suit, a sprig of woodbine in the lapel, Tony buff shirt, Shepherd's plaid, St. Andrew's cross scarf tie, white spats, fawn dust coat on his arm, tawny red brogues, field glasses in bandolier, and a grey billycock hat.
Do you remember a long, long time, years and years ago, just after Millie, Marionette we called her, was weaned when we all went together to fairy house races, was it?
Mrs. Breen in smart Saks tailor-made, white velours hat and spider veil.
Leopardstown.
I mean Leopardstown. And Molly won 7 shillings on a 3-year-old named Nevertell. And coming home along by Fox Rock in that old 5-seater shandadan of a wagonette. You were in your heyday then. And you had on that new hat of white velour with a surround of mole fur that Mrs. Hayes advised you to buy because it was marked down to 1911. A bit of wire and an old rag of velveteen, and I'll lay you
advisor.
Because it didn't suit you 1/4 as well as the other ducky little tabby joke with the bird of paradise winging it that I admired on you. And you honestly looked just too fetching in it, though it was a pity to kill it. You cruel creature. Little mite of thing with an heart the size of a full stop.
Naughty cruel I was.
And Molly was eating a sandwich of spiced beef out of Mrs. Joe Gallagher's lunch basket, and frankly, she had her advisors and admirers. I never cared much for her style. She was, yes! And Molly was laughing because Rogers and Maggot O'Reilly were mimicking a cock as we passed a farmhouse, and Marcus Tertius Moses, the tea merchant, drove past us in a gig with his daughter. Dancer Moses was her name, and the poodle in her lap bridled up. And you asked me if I have ever heard,
Yes!
or read,
Yes!
or knew,
Yes!
or came
Yes!
across.
Yes!
Coffee's in the bed.
Fantastic facial expression. I wish I could see that.
It's very interpretive.
Gina's interpretation.
Actually, I'd like to take a moment to thank our cast, Christy, Kim, Alan, and Melissa. Thank you. Thank you so much. And the puppet, the person who made the main puppets, the puppets with the cool heads. Who is that? Who are they? So they made the cool Mrs. Green, Mr. Green, Chicken Man, and the girl who sang the little song at the beginning, Sissy. Although those people were recast. Hope you don't mind. They weren't meant for that. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. Do you have any questions or anything?
What's the guy's skull?
The skulls are actually Nina. Nina, what are the skulls the animals?
Leopold Bloom is a skunk. Mrs. Green is a turkey, and Stephen Daedalus out in the front there is a mink. And the other ones are sculpted. They're modern compound. Wow.
That's a skunk skull. I didn't know that.
Which one?
That's turkey. Hey, sweetie, will you take some pictures of the puppets? Actually, maybe we get all the puppets on.
Folks, it wouldn't be Bloom's Day without having a drink.
Oh my gosh, James, by the way, was on the piano.
I'm going to play some Irish drinking music.
I liked it very much. That was really awesome. I wasn't sure how it was going to be.
I saw the photos in the nice bar.
Actually,